All right, so today we're going to jump into a really powerful mental model for coming up with some truly game-changing business ideas. It's a technique that kind of forces you to think like a venture capitalist, to see the future before it even happens. It's called imagining the future, and trust me, it's an absolute game changer. So let's dive in. I mean, just think about it for a second. Some of the biggest companies in the world today, like Airbnb or SpaceX, probably sounded completely nuts when they first started. Wait, you want me to rent my spare room to a complete stranger? Or you're going to build a private rocket company to go to Mars? Seriously? It's totally natural to be skeptical of new ideas, and that's exactly what this thought experiment is designed to help us overcome. You know that feeling, right? Staring at a blank page, trying to dream up the next billion-dollar idea? It is so hard. The thing is, our brains are just naturally wired to spot the flaws in new ideas, especially when they're just a tiny little seed of a concept. But what if there was a way to trick your brain, to get it to see the potential instead of all the problems? Well, the technique we're diving into today comes from a question posed by a real titan of the tech world, Peter Thiel. He uses this question to separate the true visionaries from the dreamers, and honestly, it's such a powerful tool for anyone who wants to build the future. And look, this guy's track record, well, it really speaks for itself. He's not just some billionaire investor. He's a genuine visionary with this incredible knack for spotting the next big thing way before anyone else does. From co-founding PayPal to being the very first outside money in Facebook, he has backed some of the most transformative companies of our time. So yeah, when he offers a framework for thinking about the future, you know it's going to be good. So here it is. This is the question that can unlock your next big idea. What great business in the future isn't being built today? It's so simple, right? But it has this profound impact. It forces you to look beyond what's happening right now, to peer into the future, and to identify those untapped opportunities that are just sitting there waiting for someone to grab them. So what's the magic behind this question? Why does it work so well? Well, it's all about tricking your brain. It's like a mental judo move that flips your natural skepticism right on its head and forces you to see all the possibilities instead of just the pitfalls. Okay, so picture this. You hear about a new startup. It's got like 2 founders, and they're working out of a garage. It's so easy to be skeptical, isn't it? It just feels like a hypothetical idea, a total long shot. Our brains are just wired to dismiss it. And this slide just captures that mental shift perfectly. On the left, you've got this tiny little startup, and yeah, it's easy to be skeptical. But then on the right, you imagine it as a future global powerhouse, and all of a sudden the idea doesn't just seem plausible, it almost seems inevitable. And the only thing that's changed is your perspective. Still not sold on this? Okay, let's look at a real-world example that proves just how powerful this technique is. I mean, when you hear the word Google today, you think of a global empire, right? But it wasn't always that way. In fact, it started with a name that was so ridiculous you won't even believe it. Believe it or not, Google started out as BackRub. Yeah, BackRub. It's a clunky name for a pretty far-fetched idea, and you can totally see why people were skeptical back then. But fast forward to today, and Google is a household name. It's even a verb. That's the power of this thought experiment. It lets you see the Google hiding inside every BackRub. Okay, so now that you've seen the power of this technique in action, it's time to actually put it to work for yourself. Let's walk through the steps of how you can use this thought experiment to generate your own groundbreaking ideas. It all starts with a simple 3-step process. First, you need to make some bold predictions about the future. What do you know, for a fact, is going to happen? Second, imagine the huge, massive companies that will dominate that future. And then finally, you work backwards and ask yourself the million-dollar question. Which of those companies doesn't exist yet? That's it. That's your golden ticket. And if you need a little inspiration, just think about these big areas. What's the future of energy? Or geopolitics? Or technology? Just pick a lane, make a bold prediction, and see where it takes you. The possibilities here are absolutely endless. But hang on, there's one more piece to this puzzle, and it's a big one. It's the idea that the most successful businesses are actually built on a secret, a unique insight that pretty much nobody else sees. Yeah, Thiel believes that every great business is built on a secret, a truth that most people either don't see or just plain don't believe. And we're not talking about conspiracy theories here. It's all about having a unique perspective on the world. So what exactly is a secret in this context? Well, it's not a password or some hidden treasure map. It's a valuable piece of information that most people have just completely missed. It's seeing something that almost everyone else is blind to. And to find these secrets, you have to be willing to go against the grain. You have to be a contrarian. You have to look at the world and say, you know what? I see something that nobody else does. And when you build a business on that unique insight, well, that's when you create something truly new and truly valuable. So I'll leave you with this question. What's your secret? What's that one important truth that you believe, that you know in your gut is right, but that almost everyone else thinks is crazy? Because that's probably where your next big idea is hiding. Now go find it.